Welcome. It's Friday and it's time for the Friday Finish with Assisting Hands Richmond. I'm Eric Rohr. I'm so happy to have you here this week. And we'll do a little rundown for the week. And I got a special guest this week. So let me get my screen all ready to share with you all. My normal just technical challenges here as I do this. Perfect. Well, great. Again, welcome. I'm Eric Rohr. I'm the owner of Assisting Hands Richmond. Assisting Hands, we're a home care agency in the Richmond area, pretty wide area. We go down to Petersburg, Goochland, Hanover, out past the airport, Henrico, Chesterfield. And we're here to help everyone with their activities of daily living. That's bathing, grooming, toileting, transferring, cooking, and cleaning. We have specialized services for families and individuals living with dementia. It's one of our major focuses. And really our services help support people wherever they call home. And that can be in a traditional home, independent living, assisted living, or a skilled nursing facility. With our goal is to help you remain happy and at home. So with that, let's get into kind of this week. As everyone knows, today's 9/11, and I just want to make sure we take a moment. I'm sure most people have already, and just kind of remember this day in our history. I think that while I was born born before Kennedy was assassinated, I always heard about my parents always talking about where they were when Kennedy was assassinated. I think that 9/11 for many of us is where were you the moment 9/11 happened, et cetera. And so for me, I was actually in Europe at the time, and it was hard for me to comprehend what was going on back in the United States. My wife was back there. She was pregnant with our first child. It was really kind of a time of a lot of confusion, angst, anger, sadness, didn't really know what was going on. And so this moment will always stick with me in the process of getting home, being fearful of what was going to happen with my wife and families and everything back in the United States, because we knew that we're in a different era. So for me, I didn't know anybody personally that was killed during that attack. But it will be something that always will stay with me. Our daughter was born exactly 2 months later. And so she now doesn't know a world without 9/11. And so, she's now learning about it. And it's one of those things that, I lived it at the time. So anyway, just wanted to call out 9/11. I think that all the people that are involved, I think that it's something we'll remember. And I just wanted to give a nod of recognition for that. So on to the next thing. So on some happy news, I want to say congratulations to our August superstar. Our superstar is the Employee of the Month. Our STAR program is setting targets, achieving results. And Sasha was our superstar for the month of August. So I wanted to call out for her. She actually has a great client that she loves, and she's very dedicated to getting to them every day. And so we want to just thank Sasha for her reliability and all the care and compassion that she brings. So the next thing, kind of big thing that was going on this week, is we were supposed to yesterday have a virtual dementia workshop. We'd worked really hard on this and we were ready to go. I had over 100 people registered to attend, which we were really excited about. Unfortunately, we had to reschedule it. Kathy Hamlin, who's my wonderful executive administrator, two things happened. She broke her wrist, and I think she got food poisoning. And I don't think they were related. I think food poisoning may have affected her balance. I'm not sure. So, she's still laid up at home right now. So she just couldn't have done an effective job. We thought the best thing would be to reschedule. We think we're going to reschedule it next week. Everybody who registered will get that information out too. But we're going to continue to do these workshops, and we're really excited about it. And on that note, I want to say, get well soon to Kathy. I need you in the office. I can't do it without you. And I love you. And, but rest up and get better, and we'll be back at it hopefully soon. All right, so that brings us to the shout out for the week. Woo! All right, we got a guest, and so I'm going to announce our shout out person this week is Sheilah. She's with Keller Williams Realty, and what I love about the way she calls herself is professional problem solver. So say hi to everybody, Sheilah.
Hi, everybody. Happy Friday.
Yeah, so Sheilah is calling us from vacation. That's how dedicated she is. And I have a feeling that she wasn't purely on vacation. She probably did a little bit of work, knowing her. Really quick, did you do some work? Have you been doing some work?
I did. I always do.
Hopefully it was only when there was bad weather, right? So shame on you. So real quick, I got to know Sheilah through some of my networking events. And then I've been very impressed with her. She just brings a tremendous amount of energy and creativity to everything she does. So I latched on and really got a little bit more networked with her and connected with her during this whole pandemic, because I was watching her and I said, here's a really positive person that's being very creative and just is bringing a smile to everyone's face. And so I connected with that. I thought that was great. And so Sheilah and I have, kind of connected and talked about certain things. And so I thought it'd be great to bring her on and welcome. So I'm going to turn it over to you, but I'm going to give you some questions, but you can basically say whatever you want.
Okay.
So here you go. So here's my first kind of get started question. How did you get started in real estate?
That is a great question. And I just wanted to thank you for having me on and just tell you you're awesome for everything you're doing with Assisting Hands and getting everything going. So I'm so glad that you chose me to be on your program. Yes. So great question. How did I get started in real estate? Well, I actually, when I got to Virginia, I got into property management, renting apartments locally in the Richmond area. And from there, I actually transitioned into selling advertising for 50 Plus magazine. And I was still doing real estate, and then I decided to go in full time after 50 Plus magazine. So I already knew just about everybody in Richmond Senior Network. So it was a natural progression to be a senior real estate specialist with, my whole past life.
Yes. Well, that's great. Well, good. So you talk about being a problem solver. Why don't you tell me a little bit about a unique problem you've solved for one of your clients?
Okay. Well, there are so many things that can come up in a real estate transaction. And, my specialty is working with seniors. And my goal that I tell them at the very beginning is that I want to make it the smoothest, easiest process they've ever had in their lives. And every step of the way, I'm checking in to make sure that's the case. Well, I had this wonderful couple. I was selling their house in Midlothian, and they were going to move back home up to New York State. And everything went very smoothly. We handled all of the repairs and date to go, and everything was set to go. A few days before closing, the buyers and the buyer agent did their walkthrough, and they went in and they said, there's no power on, there's no water on, we can't do our walkthrough, and one repair hasn't been done. So I didn't want my clients to get stressed out at all. So I got involved with their permission. I got the water turned back on, the electricity. I went and I waited for the utility company to do it because I didn't know this, but they would only do it if there is somebody at the house. So I just moved my whole entire workday over to whatever 6-hour window they said they would be there. I made sure everything got taken care of, saw it all the way through to closing. And all I had to do was just call the seller and say, hey, everything's been done. Good luck on everything in the future. Don't worry about anything here. Your check is on the way. So that was a recent one that I had.
Well, that's awesome. And especially since they're up in New York. I mean, literally there's nothing you could do. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So I know that you're enthusiastic about what you do, but tell me, what is the best part of your job?
The best part of my job is at the end of the transaction, when everything has been smoothed over and taken care of, just to hear them say that this was very easy. You lived up to everything you promised that you would do. And it's always, the relationship. I have clients, I love working with seniors because I love getting to know them and their lives and their life stories. So I am the type of person, I'll go over and have a cup of tea with you and, tell me all about where you got your furniture from. And it's just, I enjoy that. It's
Yeah.
enjoyable to me. So the best part is really the relationships that I walk away with.
Well, that's good to hear. It seems like you take it away from being a transaction to a
Yeah.
relationship. And I think
Yeah.
that's important. And that rings totally true with just know how much what I know about you.
Yeah.
Um, so I was going to give you a chance. Like, what do you remember about 9/11? I shared a little bit about my 9/11 thoughts. So
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. It was such a horrible day. I can't believe we're 19 years away from it. And in so many ways, it feels very fresh. But for me, I was in Mechanicsville and I was headed into work because I worked at an apartment community. And I actually went out and I started my car, or I attempted to, and I had a dead battery. And
mm,
so I had to get a ride to work. And I heard it on the radio on the way to work that something had happened up in New York and people weren't really sure of what it was. And by the time I got to my office, we were, listening on the radio and how all the events unfolded. And it's like you said, there was the era before and the era after. And it's you just never forget it. And it's like everybody said, my parents were early teenagers when Kennedy was killed. And they tell the same story about how they were in the classroom. And so I remember
yeah,
it very much the same way.
yeah. All right. Here's the last one. It's a little bit of a wild card. So, Todd, what is up with bathroom selfies?
Well, Eric, as you know, I am on the go all the time. And, it's been a tough year. Let's just be honest. People could use a little bit of mirth, a couple of things to laugh at. And, well, I do go in bathrooms a lot. So a lot of times I just use it as an opportunity to talk about where I've been throughout the day. Sometimes it's to get an opinion on my outfit, and sometimes it's just to have people laugh, because I think that is, you got to keep your sense of humor to get through all of this. It's been just such a hard year for so many people in so many different ways. I just want to make you laugh with that. And,
Yeah,
and you
it's
remember I do that.
yeah, I do. You make me laugh. It makes me smile.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you'll do it from houses you just either closed or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but I love it, and I think it's a good kind of trademark. I will tell you one thing you posted recently made me laugh is the one about how you made your coffee with Red Bull, and
Oh.
you're halfway to work before you realized you didn't have your car. So I love
Yeah.
that meme that you had put up. So that got me chuckled. And I think that you even in that post said, you're serious, but you like to laugh. And that's one thing, a quality I see about you. I can tell have attention to detail. You're all business. You're very professional, but you're willing to have fun and you want others to smile. And I think that's just a great quality. So I think you're right. This is a great example of that.
I'm glad it had the intended effect.
It does. It absolutely does. So really quick before we sign off here, tell us a little bit about like what's the real estate market like right now, kind of, and what can be, what should people look for, and give me your final pitch to why they should use you.
Okay, well, what is going on right now? Well, I've heard the term about a week ago that August was what March usually is in the Richmond real estate market. So it's extremely hot right now. There's very low supply of homes on the market for buyers. And there are way more buyers than there are houses. And the reason for that is the interest rates are very low. And if people are looking to buy, they're going to want to make a move very soon. So I expect this trend to continue. I would say if anybody is thinking about selling or know somebody in the next 3 to 6 months, I like to meet with them, especially seniors, so that they don't start spending money on things that aren't going to give them a return on their investment. And I meet with them and I'm just happy to tell them what to expect, walk them through the process. So I'm ready to get in there. I think the fall and the winter will continue to be busy.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, thank you. I got your contact information on the screen. And I really encourage anybody who's interested in selling a home or buying a home to reach out to Sheilah. She will do a great job for y'all. All right. Just one thing I want to kind of reiterate before we exit here is the Walk to End Alzheimer's. It's on October 31st. It is a virtual walk in the sense it's not going to be in the traditional where 1,000 people gather at the same place and then we all leave and walk the same route. It's a virtual walk, but I started a team, Assisting Hands Richmond team. We're going to do it together. You know, if we need to be socially distanced and all that stuff, we will. But, you know, encourage people to join my team or join a team and or donate. And we're well along our way to our team goal of raising $2,000. And the Alzheimer's Association Richmond is trying to raise $650,000. So please get involved with that. And with that, I just want to tell everybody, have a great weekend. And that's it. Have a great Friday. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sheilah.
Thank you. That was